All right. Okay. So, ang discussion natin for today is, mastering your Gmail inbox from chaos to clarity with Inbox Zero. Who's familiar with Inbox Zero? The Inbox Zero principle. Can you raise your hand? Okay. So let's just use the thumbs or the emoticon, the emojis if you're not comfortable opening the mic, or you can also chat. Yeah. So sino dito familiar with Inbox Zero? Who's who is first time na marinig kung anong Inbox Zero? Okay. So this is the first time, Vivian. Is that Vivian? Okay. First time, ah. Anyways, um, so let me continue. All right. So since most of us it's our first time to hear Inbox Zero, let's have a few introduction first. Ano ba yung inbox objective natin for today? So our objective is to organize our Gmail inbox using the Inbox Zero methodology and understanding ano nga ba tong Inbox Zero principle in managing our emails, and of course, to efficiently manage our emails in our Gmail. So, ang pinaka gagamitin natin ngayon is Gmail na email management. So, what is an Gmail inbox? Email is an abbreviation for electronic mail. So, and I assume that every one of us already had an email kasi that's the first thing that Zoom would ask before we can get any account done. So always we need to have our email. However, ano nga ba there are many email providers out there. However, ang pinaka-popular right now is Gmail. Gmail is an abbreviation of Google Mail. So, Google ang provider nito. There are other providers like before, there's Yahoo, there's, ano pa ba? Yung AOL, which is already out. Yahoo is already being gone, but Gmail is, meron yung mga Zoho, meron yung mga ganon. However, gagamitin natin is yung Gmail because most of the clients, if you're working as a virtual assistant, majority for small businesses, they use the free version, the Google Mail, or the Google Workspace. So it's similar. The provider for it is Google. So bakit nga ba natin gumagamit ng email? So it's cost effective and easy to access, flexible, speed. Ang kagandahan nito is speed because you just need to, one click away, you're able to send your information or to the people that you need to, or you're talking with. So mass delivery, kung marami kang kailangan kausapin, there's just one click of a button. Message filtering and storage. Unlike for the traditional na pen and paper, this is very much convenient, especially now that we are moving to the digital era. Actually, we're already in the digital era. Yan. So, understanding the Inbox Zero principle. So, why are we going to use this one? So, I'm going to share a typical email of a client of mine. So if you can see, we are using Inbox Zero principle because for a typical email of a client, we are able to receive 451. Other than that, it's more than. So for a daily transaction, we're reaching out at least 40 to 50 emails a day. So for this one, average of 50 50 plus emails ang minamanage for a client. So how are you going to manage that kapag ganyan yung influx mo? And how are you going to respond to all of those? Diba? So, one principle na we can use is what we call inbox zero. Yan. So, understand. So, ano nga ba yung inbox zero? Inbox zero is a productivity strategy that seeks to declutter your mind by decluttering your inbox. So, as much as possible, when the start and the end of your shift, your inbox is free of clutter. So, how we're going to achieve that? Through a methodologically deleting, sorting, and otherwise clearing yung incoming emails. And how are we going to do that? Let's discuss. So, ano ba muna ang benefit for achieving inbox zero? So, of course, number one, improve yung focus and less stress. So, you're able to see what is the priority emails that are coming in, especially if there's urgent things that you need to action. Of course, increase productivity. You're able to work on the priority and able to target your KPIs and so on, or you're able to clear out your emails and action those emails. And also, ang pinaka-importante dito, better organization. So that is the benefits of having an inbox zero. So how are you going to prepare inbox zero? So there's 5 methods. First, delete unnecessary emails. Delegate to the correct contact person, respond quickly to emails, defer to non-priority task, do the priority task. But this is just a method. But paano nga ba siya in action? But anyways, let's just deep dive lang yung delete yung mga unnecessary emails. So what are those unnecessary emails? You need to ask yourself. Kasi syempre, depende sa industry pinag-workan ninyo. For example, in the marketing industry, unnecessary meaning, kailangan ba nila or hindi nila kailangan? So, for the marketing industry, merong mga marketers na they subscribe to a lot of email newsletters so that they're able to receive and able to benchmark yung competitors nila. So, for that, it's a necessary email. So, you're not able to delete it. But if you are on the organization side that you just subscribe for the sake of the promos, the Lazada, the 999, and so on, maybe think about it. Baka hindi yan talaga necessary. You can delete it and unsubscribe. And also, deleting your emails, having your, yung emails nyo kapag nadi-delete, hold on. Naka-share ba yung screen ko?
Yes po.
So, having your emails, deleted also will save you storage. Para kapag nadi-delete yung mga unnecessary, mabilis pa rin yung response ng email nyo. Kasi kapag nakapag-accumulate kayo ng at least 1,000 emails, grabe, it's not going to respond as quickly as possible. So, how about delegate to the correct person contact? So if you're working in an organization and you're being copied or you're going to receive so much emails about a request that's not on your department, it's better to have, forward it to the right person to action on it rather than keeping it in your email and just letting it katulad ng a typical scenario on our client. I'm working with an academy, so maraming concerns ng mga students. So we have what we call the support at email. So once the student email that email, they're forwarding the concern to the proper department. So, yan. So delegate, wag nyong akinin. So, kapag delegate, delete. Ayan. Respond quickly. So, for those emails that you can answer as simple answer that you don't need to prepare documents and so on, you can respond quickly so that you can clear it out. Defer non-priority task. You can also defer. For example, you need to identify if the request is a priority that you need to act right now. If yes, then you do it. But if not, you can schedule a day where you can action those emails. And so that's simple way of having an inbox zero. Paano nga ba natin, ano naman yung mga strategies in maintaining an inbox zero? So first is suggestion, priority inbox. May mga features ang email. Ipapakita ko mamaya kung how are we going to apply this strategies, tips into Gmail. So use priority inbox. Meron yan. So there's a priority. So you can label the email as a priority or not so that you can act on it first. Sort emails by importance. There are different sorting. Set filters and labels and optimize subject lines and previews. For example, for optimizing subject lines, in the HR industry, for example, if you're applying for as a virtual assistant, when you see in the job description, use this subject line in applying for this VA position. For example, use fairy tale. Put in your subject fairy tale. So, ginagawa nila yon at they're going to optimize yung subject line so that when they filter, they know that fairy tale, all the emails coming from the subject line, fairy tales, are applicants applying for this position. So those are the things. Allocate a specific time of the day to focus solely on email management. I know it's a very hard way to do it, but sometimes, di ba, nakakagulo rin kasi minsan email. Sometimes the email are distraction. You have your focus for the day and you have many tasks for the day. However, you need to respond to the email. Ang practice, we have a practice before. What we do is that we set aside the first 2 hours of our time in managing the emails. So if we're going to work 8 hours, the first 2 hours will going to be allocated for email management and responding. Then the last hour of the day is for the closing or for another responding. But of course, iba-iba per client, iba-iba yung requirement. But again, when you are familiarized with your task you can see yung pattern nyo. So you can choose what time or what's the best hours to work on these emails. Ayan. Maybe I can ask Sunshine. Nandiyan ka na ba? Ano yung experience niya with one of the clients regarding managing the emails? Na. I see, I see. No worries, no worries. Naka-off yung kanya, mic. No worries, Sunshine. It's okay. All right, let's continue. So, paano ba natin, ano pa yung ibang mga technique na pwede natin gamitin para ma-manage yung emails natin? Email batching. So, one technique is, we batch responding to emails. So, we batch, for example, maybe you can batch according to the priority or galing kay boss. Yung first na mga emails coming from your top. Then, the second, or you can categorize your emails as high importance, medium importance, low importance. So, based on those, you can batch them. So, you can start with the high importance email, the medium importance email, then the low importance email. But again, you can do your own strategy. Maybe you can batch them according to priority, batch them according to the department that coming in. For example, emails from the client, then the third are emails from your team members. So that is my sequence. Hold on. But again, it will depend on the industry and the nature of what you're working with. Okay. Then the last thing is also utilizing the Gmail features. So again, as I said, Google is one provider of electronic mail, and one of the popular emails are Gmail. So may mga features siya na we can utilize so that we can achieve yung sinasabi nating inbox zero. So one here is snooze, priority inbox, and of course, unsubscription sa mga features na hindi mo naman talaga kailangan. Okay, how are we going to do it? So what are the Gmail features that we're going to utilize? Okay, number one, snooze. Going to share, hold on, paano ba to? John, can we have a multiple sharing or not? The first feature that we're going to have, I need to stop and reshare the presentation kasi I'm going to show how it's done. Okay. So, the first is snooze. Sino nakakaalam dito kung ano yung mga icon na nandito sa taas? Maybe we can have, can you open, I'll try to, I point the, what do you call this one? The hand pointer. Tapos, sabihin nyo kung ano yung icon na yon. Maybe you can type in the chat box. Sino yung fan dito? Who's familiar with this? You can type in the chat box. Tignan natin, explore natin yung Gmail kung anong pwede natin gawin. Okay. I'll just hover around and it will show kung ano yung mga icon. So first is archive, report spam, delete. The second is mark as read. Tapos, snooze. Then add to task, move to, folder yan, and label. So what we're looking at first is yung features ng snooze. For example, anong ginagawa ng snooze feature? When you open your email, ginagamit ko lang pala yung task email na to kasi mas nakakalito kasi yung isa na actual mga 451 emails yun. Baka malito tayo. So, for the snooze email, for example, you identify this is not important. So, you can already defer. So, there's 5, right? All right. So, first is, for example, this email, you see that you try to assess, is this important? Do I need to action this? If not, then you can defer it to another day. So, what feature of Gmail are you going to use? Ito, snooze. So, for example, ang ginagawa ng snooze is, the email will disappear on your inbox, but it will reappear on the date and time that you chose. So, for example, this one, I will ask, hindi ko naman siya kailangan gawin. I'm going to snooze it tomorrow. So I can pick the date and time. Then I'll choose the time that I'm mostly ginagawa ko 8 a.m. because I start my day at 8. And I check for emails 2 hours, 1 hour to 2 hour in the morning. Doon ako nag-a-action. So we can already save that one. So what we see, it disappeared to the email. Right? So it disappeared in the email. So that's one feature that you can explore by deferring non-priority emails. The second one, ano yung second one natin? Another one is the labels. You can explore the label of features na kailangan mong gawin. So, how are we going to do it? But prior to that, you can also sort according to the read and unread pala. I forgot. So there is a feature of the Gmail that you can set up yung feature template niya for so that the unread emails are the one on top and the read emails are the one in the bottom. So for that, you can go with the setting. Then you can go to the inbox. So you can have the default. You can have it by importance, filter by importance, unread, starred, priority inbox, or multiple inboxes. But what I'm doing first is I follow this. All my emails, it's the unread first so that I can action, especially the new emails, I can see it immediately. Then the read emails are on the bottom. So for the red, you can have it 50 items. For everything else, maybe you can also have it like that. You can enable reading pane. Reading pane is when you click the emails, there's the features in here, but you can explore. So this is one. So you are filtering the incoming emails based on different categories, importance, being read or not read, or the starred. The starred is something that is priority. Ayan. But again, it's up to you because you're the one having your emails done. All right. So this is what it does. So yung mga unread dito sa taas, yung mga everything else dito sa baba. Okay? All right. So before I continue, do you have any questions? Let me just check. Do you have any questions? If you have questions, feel free to chat in the chat box. All right. Okay. So that's the second feature. Filtering according to priority. Next is using yung labels. The labels can be, depende sa inyo on how you're going to have the labels. But maybe we can have, for the sake of this presentation, maybe we can have the labels based on the priority. So based on priority, high, medium, low. We can use high, medium, low, or we can have priority 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe you can have that kind of prioritization for the labels or like that. So, pwedeng ganito. So, you can have based on the priority. And you can also create a sub-labels if you would like priority, maybe based on the priority. Then you can also create sub-labels under it. So, high. Lang tayo ah. Medium. Low. So, paano bakit ganito siya? So, maybe you can use that one. So, we need to create the labels so that when kunyari, we have finished responding to the email, we can already file it. For example, sa everything else, etong email na to is a low one and already action that one. Or we can also use this to batch. Before we do the batching, we can categorize them according to this one. Then we can action it according to the priorities. For example, dito sa unread. So maybe we can have the low one. Yan is low. The second one is high. The third one is medium. So we already created the labels. Ngayon, we can move forward with the batching. So when I need to act on these emails, we can have, I'll start with the high priority, then action on it. Or I can have the low priority to be deferred on another day by using snooze, maybe tomorrow or the next week. For example, next week. And for the medium is I can respond now. So I can just respond like that. So, again. So those are the things you can also use that one. Pero depending rin on your type of emails that you are receiving, pwede rin naman na according to the client. For example, client 1. So that's one label. Client X, maybe like that. So that's another label. So you can also use those labels, but again, labels are dependent on the type of emails that you receive and the type of transactions. All clear? Just have a thumbs up. Are you still there? Yeah. Okay, all right. So that's our pangilan na. So that's our labels, news, priority. That's our third. So we have the fourth. The fourth tool that we can use using Gmail. So we created the labels first because we need this for filtering. So kuha muna tayo ah. So if you can see, right? We are really achieving inbox 0. Wala talagang nakalagay. Wala talagang naiiwan. Every email is being actioned. Kunyari, ito i-file lang natin. Ito. Tignan lang natin. Notifications, Strider, something. Ayusin ko lang siya. So, ang next, the fourth feature that we will use is using yung filters. So, how are you going to use yung filters? Get the common emails that you are receiving. For example, this one, notification Strider at strider.com. So, you go here, show search option, then you can paste yung email. This is the common email, especially if you have a lot of notifications, a lot of, for example, a certain person is always sending you emails. You can, group them accordingly, get their email, then, or if there is a subject or yung mga templated or the templated subjects, you can create a filter. And then, anong gagawin dito? So, if you can already skip it in the inbox, you can click to skip it or just leave it be and you do the filing for yourself. Ngayon, you can also act on depende dito. So, you can skip the inbox or just apply the label. So, for this one, I'm going to choose strategizer notification. And I'm going to apply it to all of the emails that I received coming from this email. So what it's going to do, just let's wait. Hold on. Bakit ayaw? Hold on. Ulitin natin na. So let's create filter, apply, that one. Yan. So also apply filter to the matching conversation. So create filter. Kailangan lang mag-refresh. Okay. Minsan, it will take time. Oops, bakit hindi siya talaga, hindi siya nag-filter Again, create filter, apply, choose, and bakit ayaw niya? Sometimes it does this one, medyo delay lang. Pero ang gagawin na ito is, ang gagawin ng ginawa nating filtering is, for example, this email, it will going to retag itself as this one. And it will, all incoming emails coming from this email will be tagged as this notification. Kaya, you have the option to skip the inbox. So, for example, but you don't want to, just skip the inbox. You would like to read everything about this one. You can already, once you've done reading, you can already close and file. So, mangyayari dyan, mawawala siya sa inbox natin at mapupunta siya sa label. Yan. So, paubos na siya. So, ang ginawa ng filter, all incoming emails coming from strategizer will going to be tagged as this label, and it will depend sa filtering nyo kung i-skip niya yung inbox. So, sometimes when you do that, it will go to skip the inbox one and directly pupunta siya dito. Yan. So, the goal of inbox 0 is really, at the end of the day, it's you've already worked on all of your emails, action on all your emails, nothing has been left behind, but you're able to do it methodologically and in an organized way. Yan. So, yun yung mga features ng, meron pa ba tayong na-skip? The last feature. We have, I think this feature, you need to explore and work on this one. Kasi, it's a new feature of Gmail. And it's very, very helpful for, especially for those who's receiving a lot of emails and they need to respond on a very repetitive way. So the last feature is we use what they call this one, templates. So paano gumawa naman ng templates? So review lang muna natin yung features. Snooze, priority, labels, filter, then yung templates. Right. So how are you going to have a template? So go to your, before you need to check because not every time is the template feature is open. So punta kayo muna sa my gear icon, see all setting. Hanapin nyo yung advanced setup. Yan. So may mga advanced setup dito. Basahin nyo siya. For example, ito, templates. Technically, by default, naka-disable to. So you enable to, then save. So, ang mangyayari, okay, maybe i-disable ko muna. Then save. Since kapag naka-disable kasi siya, when you compose an email, go through the three dot, wala siya. Labels lang ang meron. But it has no template. So, kailangan yung pumuntang enable siya. You need to enable that feature. Go to that again. Then, advanced. Then, enable. Then, save changes. What will it do is, when you click the three dot, meron na tong emails na, meron na siyang template. So, currently, walang nakadraft na template. Ito. So, ang gagawin natin, we're going to draft one. Ano ba? Kuha nga tayo ng sample template. Sample email. Ayoko mag-isa. Sample email. Sample email script. Kuha tayo ng sample email script. Kunyari, you need to do a lot of follow-ups. Topic. Email onboarding, guest speech script. Yan. For example, you need to have this. Oops, sorry. Bakit ayaw? Naka-image siya. Let's have Word version. Yan. So, for example, ito yung mga scripts that we're going to use. Hi, customer name, so on and so. Thank you. So, this is the script that we're going to have. So, ginagawa tong template na to, first is, you need to met the conditions. You're responding to a lot of emails with repetitive answers. Or it's, you're always sending it. Meron siyang frequency of you need to send it. For example, you need to send it daily, weekly, monthly, and so on. So you need to have it templated because using templates will make your life easier in the long run. All right. So for example, eto, we're going to create one. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to paste yung template, customer name. As of now, hindi pa niya kaya yung mga, what they call this one, yung mga placeholders. So you can add placeholders to make sure that these are the items or the placeholders are the information that you change. But typically, it's the same response, but different placeholders or different information. So you can have it highlighted or red or something like that. Ano pa ba? For example, ito. Or insert your signature here. Tanggalin mo na lang yan. Unnecessary. Ayan. Ayan. This is only an example. Thank you response template. Yan. So, for the template, ito yung kwan dito. The title of the template will be the title of your subject. What do you call this? The subject for the email. So, pwede nyo lagyan ng identifier that this is a template. Delete it na lang. Delete this. So, for example, that's all right. Now, what you need to do is go here, go back to the template, and save the draft as a template. Save it. Then, bakit ayaw? Bakit ayaw nito? Save it as a new template so that what it'll do, so you can have the template name. Thank you for response. Save. Okay. So let's have it delete. So when you need to respond, you just need to, hindi mo na kailangang i-type ulit yung mga kailangan mong isagot sa email. So you just need to click this one and go to the, yan. So it will automatically read, it will automatically populate the template that you needed. Okay? So that will save you a lot of time. So again, ano yung mga features? Just to summarize, what are the features that we will like to use in our Gmail? So the first is snooze, label, the sorting according to the importance. So you need to sort it according to read or unread, importance or not, the labels, the filters, then creating templates for your Gmail. So, ayun. So, that's the 5 features that we are going to use for Gmail. Marami pang mga features that we can utilize, but that's the basics. That is very, very, very helpful. And so, once we know this one and already applying yung mga principles and mga tips about zero inbox, paano naman na tayo mag-stay regular with the inbox zero? Sometimes, you know, we have these principles, we have this so and so, but in the end of the day, it's how we implement these principles in our daily routine and make it a habit. So, there are 4 tips to focus really. First is turn off your notifications because having so many notifications, especially enabling your desktop notification, masyado siyang time distracting. Then time blocking. Time blocking is really very, very important in project management or anything that you do so that, for example, you need to have mag-inbox zero ka management. So you need to block a certain hour of your day to make sure that you implement the methodology that we've taught you. Then you need to clarify and stick to your daily priorities. Then establishing your working hours. So email working hours for me, for example, it's the first 2 hours of my day and the last 1 hour of my day. So yun yung email working hours ko. Then in conclusion, lang, we will try to be on time. So in conclusion, these are principles. These are inbox zero is email management principle. But then again, it's up to us how we're going to implement. But there are different ways that we can utilize by, you know, doing the 5 methods: delete, delegate, defer, do the important, and of course, you know, having really practice what we learn right now in terms of applying to our emails. For the moment, you don't see its importance. But again, most of the people here is during the cohort 1 if you really would like to be in the VA industry, one important task a client will always ask is email management. And sometimes these emails that clients give us was forgotten for at least how many months, years, and the emails pile up. So inbox zero methodology is one way to help us be on top of this email. For example, the last time that we have with Sunshine is the last catch up that we have. She said that there's a lot of emails. How many? 10,000, 1,000 plus emails that she is cleaning. So having this methodology will help her, clear out yung mga emails. Hindi lang naman email for our clients, but also for our email. Yan. Okay. So I think that's the whole conclusion. But maybe we can ask maybe volunteer from the team if you have further clarification or questions.
Hello?
Yes, hi.
Yes po. Can you hear me po?
Yep, we can hear you.
Actually, hindi ko po nabuo yung whole training. But siguro sa akin po, maka-highlight ko is the template. Kasi for the template po kasi is, siguro we have sa Edu Connecting where I'm working with the client is, we have templates na ginagamit kasi pag nag-send kami ng mga agreements to different schools. Yes po. So, siguro magagamit ko yung template kasi may iba't iba kaming template. Aside from copy-paste, at least natutunan ko yung template kasi at least mababawasan yung gagawin ko. So, parang pipiliin ko na hindi na ako babalik dun sa sent mails ko to copy the template na ginagamit namin.
Okay. That's very good. Kasi how many schools are they asking you to reach out?
Actually po for now is they have almost 100 plus.
Wow,
school.
that's a lot.
Yes po.
Okay. I think template will going to be a good starting point.
Yes po.
Okay, thank you for Sunshine.
Thank you po.
How about for Tomin? I just need to call 3. Kasi Tomin, I think you once saying that it's your first time also to join our activity. And I love the cat. I love the cat picture. I also have cats here. Okay. All right. So, si Ma'am Zanice. Thank you, Ma'am Zanice. Si Ma'am Zanice, sabi niya, I'm just going to read. So, I don't have a mic and camera, but definitely gonna try tomorrow the learning today. My email is cluttered, so I'm excited to clean up. My email tomorrow, snooze, label, templates. Lalo na yung labels and templates, laking tulong nito. Oo. Yeah, I agree with you, ma'am. If I'm not mistaken, if the issued email sa inyo is Microsoft, it has also those kind of features. However, medyo i-tweak nyo lang siya kasi iba lang yung pagsiset up. Outlook. Yes, mas maganda ang Outlook. There's more to it. Pero actually, Outlook, iba yung kanya. Pero ang challenging sa Outlook is kailangan mo lang siyang i-set up. Medyo kailangan mong i-tweak. Very nice. Outlook is very powerful email management. Yeah, si Miss Tommy, so no cam and audio po, but very informative. Now I know paano mag-sort of many emails from subscription rather than manually deleting it. Yes, true. You can do that. So lalo na yung mga naka-subscription, naipon yung subscription through the years, you can do the filtering then you can delete it, diba? Kaysa manually. And again, thank you. Thank you very much for attending our learning sessions. We're going to have this kind of short learning sessions through starting this month through until the end. I think hopefully until next year. But we're going to open simple learning sessions like this. So meron tayong another session next week. It's more on the technical naman for Gmail on how we're going to utilize I think the booking link and the calendar and how are we going to manage naman yung mga tasks natin using the Google features. So that will be our topic for next week. So hopefully, feel free to join pa rin kung meron kayong time and just invite also your colleagues, your friends, and so your family members or lalo na kapag may mga bata kayo or mga job seekers just freshly grad that are looking for opportunities and learn from this because sometimes we are also pulling potential virtual assistant that we can match with our clients. Yeah. So hopefully you get excited. So we're going to also have similar micro learning sessions. Okay. Thank you very much for attending and please share these events to your colleagues, your friends, and